Now, remedy for deficiency is we have to eat a lot of raw diet. Not raw animal food, but raw plant foods. And with that, we have so many. These are so rich with nutrients, from vitamin C to calcium to iron, magnesium, whatever, zinc. They're all found in plant. The Lord, when God created us in the Garden of Eden, He prescribed fruits, herbs, and seeds. That's why Adam lived up to 930 years. Methuselah lived up to 969. Now, our purpose in having a healthy lifestyle is for us to regain our weakened physical strength. I have found out from my patients as well as from me that if you eat a plant-based diet, your physical strength will be increased, your mental faculties will be heightened, and then your moral values will be within the realm of the norm.
And when we talk about the greatest gift God has given us, we need to take the proper, have an intelligent way, meaning eat the right type of foods. The new program, the new approach is raw diet. I myself tried raw diet for a couple of days, almost like maybe 22 days, and I've been doing it for a couple of times, and I know, and you can really feel if you eat directly the source, because they get directly from the source also. The plants get directly the energy from the sun, so you have all the rich energy, chlorophyll. So when you eat raw foods, wow, it's not just healthy, but it gives you a lot of energy.
You have to treat your body as a temple. You have a choice. If you want your body to become a graveyard, a cemetery, you continue eating meat. If you want your body to be a garden which exudes fresh scents of flowers, or it blooms because you're eating alive and healthy food, you have to be a vegetarian. Much better if you eat raw food. Before, we were taught in school of the food pyramid, which is comprising of go, grow, and glow foods, and people are made to believe that we need a lot of meat in order to get our protein source. So the new pyramid that we are following is you have all the sources from fruits and vegetables. Why I tried to adapt to that type of lifestyle, because I found out based on my personal research that our body, when we eat food, is absorbing energy from the food source. That's why a while ago I was talking about a choice that you are able to make for yourself, making your body a crematorium, a graveyard, cemetery, or make it a garden. Which one do you prefer? So I chose to make my body, my temple, a garden whereby I'm eating only the right type of food. So why is it important for me to shift from being a meat eater into a vegetarian and now ultimately a raw food eater? I realized that what we put in our body, as the saying goes, you are what you eat. So when we try to analyze the source of food, example, when I was a meat eater, I don't know where it came from. I was just eating it because I love the taste, and I was eating it because since I was a kid, that is the type of food that our family is introducing to our table. So later on, I tried to do some research on the components of the effect of food in our body in terms of energy. So this is what I found out, that when you eat, sample the pork, you have to take into consideration how it is being raised. It was placed in a cage since it was a baby pig. Then after that, it suffered through adulthood, the very small congested space in a cage. Then how it is treated, it's treated like a very low-grade animal. They just sometimes feed it with the food that's left over from different sources. and some people use even feed, which is worse. Feeds right now contains a lot of chemicals so that it can enhance the growth faster. So these chemicals are stored in the skin of the pig, so that when you eat, especially people eating lechon, they like the skin part because it's crunchy. But all the things coming from the chemical-based food sources, the feeds, they're stored there in the skin. So what else is not healthy in meat? In my research, the feelings, the emotions, the vibrations of the pork when it's about to be slaughtered. At that time, they're very anxious, they're in pain, they're afraid, at the same time frustrated, angry. All the negative emotions are there before they run out of breath. Then it's being retained in all the cellular membranes of that pork's body. So imagine that. Then when you eat it, it doesn't disappear. You're absorbing that. That's why when you eat a lot of pork, you are being called like in Visayan, para kang baboy. You're always sleeping after eating, because the thing about that is you are absorbing the qualities and the energy of the pork that you are eating. It's too bad because people don't know that. It's not being taught in school.
We thought that by eating meat we have a complete diet, but according to China's study, Dr. T. Colin Campbell, he's a nutritionist, chemistry scientist. He studied that. He thought that animal protein is a sacred protein. It's a sacred nutrient. But when we came to the Philippines, he found out that they're feeding these children with animal protein, and they found out that there are liver cancers as a result of animal protein. He went to China, and he had a lot of patients he studied on. He was able to have a conclusion that meat eating can cause a lot of diseases: high blood pressure, diabetes, and mostly cancers. From then on, he said, I will be a vegan. By eating a lot of cooked food, we are depleting ourselves of enzymes. So that's why we have body pains, body aches, we have headaches as a result of deficient enzymes. And as a result of that, we also have the heart disease, cancers, hypertension, diabetes, arthritis, which are so common. Autoimmune diseases like lupus, psoriasis. These are autoimmune diseases as a result of meat eating. The protein in animal-based diet, these are foreign proteins. These cannot be digested by the body. In fact, the body has to get rid of these toxins. A result of that, it will be manifested as arthritis. It will be manifested as autoimmune disease of lupus. It will be deposited in different parts of the body. And in fact, if you eat a lot of animal protein, this becomes toxic. Your colon will be so plugged up. That's why in the first treatment of patients with whatever disease he has, we have to unplug the colon.
Raw plant-based or raw vegan diet, that's the one that I've been advocating for almost 6 years now. And then I've seen a lot of people shifted from being unhealthy, from being sick, to being healthy and healing themselves because of raw foods. When you say raw, it means it's alive. When you say raw, meaning you don't apply any heat into it. When you say raw, you maintain the enzymes. And enzymes can only live in a temperature which is less than 40 degrees Celsius or 105, 210 or 115 degrees Fahrenheit. So meaning, let's just try to hold ourselves, like just embrace it, just hold your body. And the temperature that you feel there actually is the one that can make the enzymes be alive.
People have a misconception about raw food, that it's only for rich people, because that's what they think, because people who are eating raw food are the upper class, because they know, they have the information. But right now we're trying to share to everyone that you can simplify your lifestyle by eating very simple foods, simple preparation, and you can also have a treat once in a while. You can prepare gourmet raw food. So we have a community right now who is advocating on raw food. They are teaching raw food, and they are chefs, qualified international chefs. They trained from outside, from abroad.
What do we eat? When you say raw food or raw vegan diet, what do we usually eat? So it can be vegetables, green leafy vegetables especially, and then fruits. It can be also seeds and grains.
So we have a transition space called Bahay Kalipay in Palawan for people who haven't undergone anything yet, so they'll be exposed to wellness detox and raw food at the same time.
So what are the benefits? In my own experience, I can mention maybe 50 different benefits of raw food, but I can cut it down to maybe 5, so that you would fully understand it. First, of course, we all want to be energized, and that's one thing that you can find and that you can benefit from raw food, especially even after taking raw foods or trying it for a day. You'll definitely feel energized.
For me, I had so many kinds of diseases. I have my blood pressure is high, I have cholesterol, I have a little of diabetes, and the doctor was telling me that I need to take something like an aspirin because my blood is sticky. So I have something like 3 or 4 kinds of medicine daily. I've been eating this kind of life, the raw food diet, for the last 2 years, and I realized that it gives me more energy. So, and now, before I was having this maintenance drugs, now I don't have any. Before I was using a hard contact lens because my cornea has a problem. We call that as keratoconus. I've been using this for the last 35 years. And after doing raw food, it's basically a blessing to me that I'm not using my hard contact lens anymore.
Second, there are so many people who are suffering now from they are not able to sleep well. So raw foods will answer that as well. Third, mental clarity. Like in an instant you would know what you want. In an instant you would know your decision. So that's another thing. Fourth would be economy. Other people would say, oh, raw foods, you have to be having organic foods, you have to buy this, and we don't have those ingredients. But actually, if you go out, especially here in the Philippines, if you go out and just maybe few blocks away, you would see a fruit stand. That's raw foods. You can just peel a banana, you can even just peel an orange, or even just buy a rambutan or a lanzones. And still, you can find a lot of enzymes there. So it's so easy. How much do you need? How much do you need to buy a buko? 15 pesos. And that would last you for how many hours already? It can be your lunch. It can be your breakfast. Fifth is the spiritual aspect. Without you even trying to internalize or trying to think about the details, it will automatically bring you to oneness with yourself, meaning opening up a lot of things that would make you realize that you are actually connected, so connected with everyone, connected with your God, with Jesus Christ, or if you're a Buddhist, with Buddha, with everyone, and even to yourself.
My chronic allergic rhinitis was not so chronic and was not so allergic anymore. My symptoms, everyday nasal congestion, rhinorrhea, itchy eyes, they were gone. They were reduced significantly.
It seems like we don't really have to buy so much and consume so much and eat so much and live such complex lifestyles. The more we realize that everything we need is inside of us, is right here, right now, that's when the body ironically becomes strong. That is ironically when the body ultimately becomes rich.